we're about to see a crime. Okay, see that? Somebody just stole that bicycle. Man, that's rough. Now, we're not here today to talk about that specific crime. We're here to talk about how that crime is going to impact this community. So here it is. The community now has fewer bicycles.
Well, it's part of
Boom.
it, but think about
There you
what
go.
the crimes and
Crime
where they were
and
being
effect.
committed before in urban
Okay,
areas
there's
versus
more to
suburban
it than
areas
that.
from the last video.
Every community has crime, some more than others, and that crime has a wide range of impacts. Some are personal, some are communal, but all are preventable. All right, now let's watch this community and
All
see
crimes
what
are
crime can
preventable?
do. There are a few ways we can study the effects of crime, and one of those is by looking directly at the impact of crime on the people of a community. Now, obviously, people who are victims of crime are very directly affected, but that's actually not what we're talking about. Watch this community. Here it is with no crime. Now, increase the rate of crime by 10%. Now another 10%. Once more. See how much this has changed? Increased crime has been shown to have a dramatic effect on social fabric, or the interpersonal relations between members of a community, because crime creates.
And one of the reasons I want to show this as well is think about the social fabric that's going on right now. It's not crime, but think about how the virus is making people get further and further apart. But at the same time, think about how more connecting, like you're talking and maybe calling people or on the phone with people you haven't talked to in a while. Watch what happens here with this social fabric.
Fear. The more that people are aware of crime, the more that they tend to fear becoming victims of
So
crime.
the more that people are aware of the
So
virus,
trust
the more
decreases.
precautions they'll
Neighbors
take.
stop
That's why
talking,
they're trying
everyone
to get
starts
everybody to
carrying
pay
pepper
attention.
spray around and avoiding each other. It's a mess. Okay, so it's not always that dramatic, but there are some serious implications. In fact, research has shown that the fear of crime can be as psychologically and socially damaging as crime itself. In 2001, the National Institute of Justice published a study that claimed that fear of crime actually attracts criminals, since communities that fear crime tend to have weaker social fabric and don't look out for each other. And it gets even worse. You see, fear of crime affects different people in different ways. Most studies show that women tend to fear crime the most, since violent crimes against women tend to be sexually oriented. The elderly have also been shown to be similarly affected, believing themselves to be natural targets of crime. But of all groups,
think about
ethnic
fraud,
minorities tend to
which
have
we'll
the
do in the
worst
future as
experiences.
well.
Ethnic groups are often the first targets of crime, so they tend to have a high fear of crime. But they also tend to be the first groups in a community that people suspect of a crime, so they are the first to be isolated when crime increases. Especially in the United States, where race relations are an ongoing issue, this problem has been seen again and is still being documented by sociologists and other researchers. So, crime affects the way people in a community interact, and fear of crime can actually attract more crime. But in terms of prosperity,
So the more crime
can
there
also
is,
affect the
the more
community
crime there
as a
probably
whole.
will be.
And I don't just mean pure dollars and cents, although that can happen too. After all, security is expensive, and if crime in your community increases, well, many people suddenly feel the need for burglar alarms or other deterrents. No, what I'm talking about is the general economic health of a community. Areas with more crime attract much less business investment, and shoppers feel safer taking their money to other communities. This crime could be
More
things
crime,
like theft,
less
but
businesses,
also the
less
so-called
businesses, less
victimless
money, less
crimes,
money,
or
more
things
crime.
that are
Kind
illegal
of a
but
cycle.
don't directly target other people, like drugs or gambling. When there's no money going into a local economy, local businesses close. The town generates fewer taxes, potholes can't get fixed, property value decreases, and things just get worse and worse. Alright, so admittedly, I've presented a lot.
Clearly he has presented a lot since my video just stopped.